You know, in this academy with all these big name actors and actresses, it's always nice to see like super raw, fresh, new talent like this young lady named Meryl Streep. Alright, fourth to the last video, we're almost there. Best actress time. Now, I'm not gonna repeat the criteria over and over again, but let's just say that we're looking for depth when we're talking about acting. No matter what this actress looks like or whatever she does to her body and her face or whatever, as long as this actress can bring out something new that we haven't seen before in this character, then it's good. Alright, so here are your nominees for Best Actress. Amy Adams in American Hustle as Sydney Proser. Kate Blanchett in Blue Jasmine as Jasmine Francis. Sandra Bullock in Gravity as Dr. Ryan Stone. Judi Dench in Philomena as Philomena Lee. And Meryl Streep in August Osage County as Violet Weston. Again, this is a good list, but it's not necessarily as difficult as, let's say, the Best Actor category, which I will get to soon. And everyone seems to be saying that a certain actress is going to win, but I don't think it's that easy. I mean, I think this is pretty good competition. So anyway, let's get right into it. At fifth place, I'm going to put Meryl Streep. And don't say I'm doing this just because she got nominated a billion times and people sighed when she got nominated, but honestly, I did think she was very good in this movie. It's just that, same with Julia Roberts, my complaint about August Osage County is that everyone's mad all the time. Eh. And believe me, she is good at getting mad. Like, she just really commands authority, but she's so good at being angry and unlikable that I didn't like her character. When you have a villain or a bad guy or someone who's supposed to be hated, you're supposed to dislike this character, because you kind of respect that character. But here, I just did not respect this character, and it's just like, I don't feel for you. For some strange reason, whenever she wasn't wearing that wig, she seemed to be more interesting because she was showing the fractured side of herself, not just the angry side, but she spends most of her time in this movie with a wig on, so yeah. There are lots of attempts to give depth to her character, it's just that there's just way too much anger already that it's just too little too late by the end. And no matter what, I don't know, to me, she just really did not feel like a tragic character. There are certain times when her character becomes sad and stuff like that, starts crying, and I just did not buy it. I don't know why, because she just kept going back to the angry thing. So, like, I don't know, but don't get me wrong, Meryl Streep is extremely talented. I will never deny that. And she's great in this movie. It's just that the movie itself does not allow her to be anything except angry. I don't want to blame Meryl Streep herself for, choosing to show the anger more than the depth. I'm gonna blame the source material and the director for that, so yeah, but you have to end up at fifth place for this. Sorry, Meryl. Now, at fourth place, I'm going to put Sandra Bullock. Now, just like Meryl Streep, Sandra Bullock pretty much spends the entire movie here with one emotion, that is fear. She is afraid the entire time, but this time it actually works. It works because you know why she's scared. Unlike in August Osage County, it's kind of like there's lots of points when she was just mad because I don't know. But here, Sandra Bullock really does feel very scared, and she was scared enough to be able to deliver her dialogue in the same way. And now a lot of people are saying that, why was she talking to herself the entire time? Well, her character, it was established that, or at least George Clooney's character told her to just keep talking to herself. And that is really like a way to cope with the fact you're alone in space and you're about to die. And I can tell Sandra Bullock really used the plot and the dialogue to her advantage here. She really bounced off them really well. She knew what she was in, and she, used those elements to further her character. And really, it's just, she was just scared the whole time. A lot of people also say that her character wasn't deep enough, and I disagree. She has very simple depth, but that really is all we need in this movie. It's about survival after all, so yeah, I thought she sold that. However, she does end up at fourth place because I feel like the movie was more about the crazy stuff happening in the situation rather than her as an actor. It wasn't like a character study or anything, but she was great at it. Couldn't have asked for a better actress for this movie, so good job, Sandra. Now, third place is Amy Adams in American Hustle. Now, we've been talking a lot about transformations in acting and stuff, and here Amy Adams' character shifts from an American accent to an English accent, and not only that, just her own personality changes also, and she does this very, very well. Among all the characters, you really do believe that she has been conning herself her entire life, because when she is her American self, she is a completely different person, really, and the transition really is very seamless. And again, I keep saying this: American Hustle is really about, seamless transitions between moods and tones. And Amy Adams in this movie is so good at fooling us, the audience, that we really don't know who she's siding with in this movie, and it's so hard to sell that because it still is very believable. But what I like the best about Amy Adams' performance is that she does kind of revert back to the scared little girl she was at the beginning when at certain points, and her character is established as someone who became a con artist because she didn't like who she was, and you really get the sense that she still does not like who she is because she knows her roots and she can't get away from them. However, she does end up at third because, again, the problem with this movie, not really a problem, but there are just so many good actors in the spotlight that none of them really get to stand out and shine, I think. So yeah. At second place, I'm gonna put the actress who everyone says, like everyone is just sure that she is going to win, she deserves to win, no contest. That's Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett does a really good job of seeming like a fish out of water, but this is like the opposite situation. She's a rich girl in this middle class society, and that's really cool because it didn't seem again like a caricature. It just really felt awkward for her. And Kate Blanchett's one of those actresses where you can say that it's all in the eyes, really. Whether she's Galadriel, whether she's whoever in this movie, she's really, you can feel just the weight of the world on her eyes and just the looks she gives and stuff. She just really feels so tired. Now, Kate Blanchett's character here is constantly trying to repress certain emotions from getting out. She lies to herself, she lies to others, but at certain points, her real emotions bubble to the surface, and these emotions are very raw and, you know, it's almost semi insanity. However, we can buy this semi insanity because we understand where it's coming from, and I think Kate Blanchett also understood her character very well. This Blue Jasmine has a fractured narrative, and we're not necessarily supposed to care about the chronology of events, but Kate Blanchett really knows that how these scenes are ordered and lets that weight just completely pile on her until she can't take it anymore. And I guess she ends up at second place. I mean, not just because I think first place is better, but also because you know her as a character, she doesn't change all that much from start to finish. So yeah, there's that. But then that's such a tiny problem. She is fantastic in this movie. At first place, really, I don't know why people aren't considering her competition because Judy Dench in Philomena is ridiculously. Oh my god, I just love her. Her character in this movie is the nicest woman ever. I just, she's the kind of woman you want to be your mother and your grandmother and your sister and everyone. The thing that Judy Dench really pulls off here is that Philomena is always optimistic. And she is always optimistic. Like, and it's not like a cartoon character, and she doesn't overact it or anything. She really just looks at the silver lining in everything, and she just plays it so humbly. However, what's so nice about Philomena's character is that, despite her optimism, she really does come from a really tragic background, and Judy Dench's performance really shows her as this weary woman, but not cynical. You can really tell that Philomena in this movie is really trying so hard not to be cynical. She's trying so hard to forgive those who wronged her. She's trying so hard to really just stay intact. And that is such a feat for me. And I'm not gonna lie, Judy Dench's character here really made me want to cry a lot of the time in this movie, and that's really because of Judy Dench. And I can't spoil the scenes here, it's just that, it's this woman who lost her son, and when I first heard that premise, it's like, okay, kind of cheesy, and she just makes it super super heartfelt, and I love Judy Dench so much. I really really want her to win the Oscar. However, as who I think will win, it's obviously gonna go to Kate Blanchett because everyone has been talking about her. Again, Judy Dench, hopefully, and I don't think she won the BAFTA either, but whatever. I don't think Sandra Bullock was in. I mean, people didn't really pay attention to her in Gravity as much as they did to the special effects and stuff. Amy Adams again. So American Hustle is one of those movies that gets lots of nominations but doesn't win anything, and that's the kind of movie it is. Meryl Streep, they're not gonna give her another Oscar, not in like a billion years. She's just waiting for her honorary Oscar at this point. Alright, so those are my picks for Best Actress this year. What do you think of this year's roster? Who do you think should win? Who do you think will win? Whatever you think, whether you agree with me or not, please leave me a comment. Let's have a conversation.